Divine beings, it's me, Zuzu. I am doing a twin flame reading. I haven't done one in a while. Um, I'm using my Voice of Knowledge cards, my Energy Oracle cards, my Animal Spirit cards, and my Universal cards. So I have it spread out already. One for Divine Feminine, one for Divine Masculine. Let's start off with um, Divine Masculine, since that's what everybody really seems to be more interested in, because there's more Divine Feminines that are awoke than Divine Masculines. So when it comes to Divine Masculine, the knowledge behind their being and their existence is we are born with silent knowledge. When we are born, our body knows what it is and it knows what to do. We can feel silent knowledge every time we breathe. So, a lot of divine masculines are very quiet people. They're very lost in their thoughts. A lot of them have high assumptions of situations and people. Sometimes they are wrong, sometimes they are right. But with this card, there are three turtles on the sand going into the water, meaning that right now, divine masculines are in a very dry, hot, sticky situation, and they're trying to find way to cleanse their mind, body, and spirit by going into the water and cleansing all that. So they're really stuck right now in themselves. They're stuck in ego, they're stuck in materialism, and their energy is envy. They're very envious. If, as you see in here, there's the light, and this person's in the dark, and the light is shining on them. Divine masculines are in a very dark situation. They know how to get out of the dark situation, but they're not going to, because they're having trouble deciding what is right and what is wrong. But sometimes what's wrong is right, and sometimes what's right is wrong, but what's right is right and wrong is wrong too. So it's just a matter of them figuring it out. As far as envy, there's a lot of people that are envious of the divine masculine and their divine feminine, but also divine masculine is envious of the divine feminine, because a lot of divine feminines, yeah, they're stuck and they're finding themselves and they're learning to love themselves and being themselves, but they can do that freely. Divine masculines can't, especially if they're stuck in a karmic relationship or with a soulmate that's not really working out well due to whatever ties that they're in. The animal that influences them right now, it's not even really an animal, it's a cosmic egg. And if you see, this is all the chakras, and then there's a snake, which is also a representation of Kundalini. But also, because this egg is being wrapped around by a snake, is that they're the divine masculine's energy and chakras are actually wrapped by people who are deceitful, sneaky, and slithering, people who are just so envious of what the capability of the divine masculine can be as well. So they're very constricted right now, and they're not able to make moves, because if they do, it'll cause a lot of trouble. The Universal card. This reminds me of Amethyst, so this has to deal with higher knowledge, higher wisdom, and intuition. It says, through prayer and meditation, I create a ripple effect of peace in the world. Divine Masculine really wants to make an influence and an impact on the world, but they're so stuck in their situation. And yeah, they're praying and they're meditating, but they're focusing the energy on all the wrong places. So the ripple effects that come back to them are things that are not going to help them grow. It's just going to help their situation get worse and worse and worse. Divine Feminines. the truth is perceived with our feelings. When we try to describe the truth with words, we distort it, and it's no longer truth. It's our story. The story may be true for us, but that doesn't mean it's true for anybody else. You know your situation between you and your divine masculine. A lot of divine feminines have moved on. They're not looking back. They still kind of get glimpses and hope of things working out, but then again, they're also moving forward and loving themselves and are learning to accept others around them that are learning to love them for them. And divine feminines might move on and not be with their divine masculines. And they might. But what happens is a divine feminines ran away from their feelings and they're not able to heal and move forward because they hid those feelings. You have to open that back up, and that's through, this is Metatron Archangel 6th chakra, which is the third eye. So a lot of divine feminines are starting to really use their third eye a lot more, and the light is starting to project in and outside around them, and people are seeing that, and now they're getting jealous. Animals is the elk. I got 2 cards for animals. Elk, which means to stand tall and be headstrong. And the other card they got was the dragon. The flame, the fire between you and your twin flame is very strong. It's a dragon-like. Dragons are very intense creatures. And this has all the colors in here, and it's just the eye. And remember I told you about the third eye, the chakra. And the next card for the universal message is, the universe has my back. And there's an owl. Owls are very mystical creatures, very magical. And the color of the moon is pink, which is love and light and compassion. And the universe has your back. You just have to get back to where you were going when you and your twin flame were right at that wall that you couldn't break through, because all that power and intensity and magic that you had right there was the strongest you ever were. So now it's time to just collide, bring it together, let yourself be the strong, intuitive, magical person that you are. And then I did a combined 1 card message between the twin flames, and the number's 33, which is a very powerful number. There's a closet, and then there's a cage with a heart and a key in it, and it says door to romance. That could be romance to yourself. That could be romance to your twin flame. That could be romance to anything. Just know that this card also means love always wins. You don't know how it's going to win. You don't know what kind of win it is, but love always wins. Always hold the key and always hold the lock.